everybody and welcome to my channel. So my name is Bambi and today I'm going to be doing the booktube newbie tag. This will be, I think, the second time that I've done this, because I did originally have this channel back in 2016, but because of life I ended up deleting it, and I realize now how much of a mistake that was. But I am starting afresh and I am here, so let's get into the tag. So question 1, why did you start this channel? Basically for the same reason I started my previous one, and that is because I have no friends who read the same books that I do, and it is really hard to find people who talk about books and love them the same way that I do. And so I figured, now that I've started getting back into reading, that I would go back to booktube, basically. Question 2. What are some fun and unique things that you can bring to booktube? My reactions to books. I'm not entirely too sure. I feel like I am a creative person, but when it comes to thinking of creative things, it takes me a little while, so I'm not sure I can bring a new friend to talk to. Question 3. What are you most excited about for this new channel? Basically just finding new people to talk about books with, to find people who enjoy reading books, who enjoy writing books, who just enjoy everything about books, basically. I went into a really bad reading slump at the end of like 2016. Half of it was because of Sarah J. Maas's Empire of Storms ending. It just completely broke me and I was hysterical, and I had a very bad book hangover because of that. And then I also found K-pop, so then I got distracted with that, and it's been a couple years, but I'm back now and I'm reading and I'm still enjoying K-pop, and yeah, I have lots of Sarah J. Maas to read and to rip my heart out, so that'll be good. Question 4. Why do you love reading? I think everybody says the same thing for this, and my answer is going to be the same as well. And that is because I love the escapism of it. I can escape out of my life and into somebody else's, and it can make me feel a lot better. During high school, I was bullied a little bit, and so books were always my perfect escape to try and ignore everybody around me that was saying not very nice things. And it also gave me a chance to talk to some different people. It's just an escapism for me, and it's now become one of my passions, and I do hope to eventually publish my own book one day. So in the future you will definitely be seeing some writing vlogs on here of my struggles. Number 5. What books or series got you into reading? I'll do this in like 2 parts. In my childhood, I actually just recently went through my loan history at my library, which is where I first started reading, apart from like the picture books and things that were given to my parents when I was a baby. And my earliest loan was back in 2005, so I was around 7 to 8 years old, and the first books that I picked up were the Magic Rainbow Fairies. I don't know if anybody outside of Australia will know what these books are, but basically the series started with a book on each fairy of the rainbow. So there was Ruby the Red Fairy, there was Violet the Indigo Fairy or something or other, and so on and so forth. And it's ended up being a massive hit, and it just grew to all types of different fairies. There was the weather fairies, the festival fairies, the pet fairies, all types of fairies. And so basically they were the first books that I read as a kid that I can remember reading anyway, as well as the Tiara Club books. I'm not too sure if anybody knows what these are. I feel like these might be an Australian thing as well, but they were similar to the Rainbow Fairies series in that there was a group of princesses going to a princess academy basically to learn how to be prim and proper and everything like that. Each book focused on a different girl. And these two series, they were literally the pinnacle moment of my life where I fell in love with reading. I went to the release parties that the local bookstores had, where we got to dress up as fairies or princesses, and we did little games and things. So yeah, those two are definitely the first two series that I recall reading, and definitely also sparked my love for fairies and princesses. The next series that I started to venture into when I got older was actually, apart from the Mortal Instruments series, but it was actually the Maximum Ride series. One of the girls in my class in grade 7 was reading The Angel Experiment back when it had like that really cool like shadow figure with the wings and the hair flying in the face, and I was like, oh, what's that? That then sparked both my love and my mom's love for the Maximum Ride series. I still have not finished the series. I don't know if I plan on finishing the series because I've heard about what he does, and frankly I don't want to read it. But after that it was then Mortal Instruments, and then it was Twilight, and then it was Percy Jackson and things like that. Alright, question 6. What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? I would ask Books with Chloe if I could be her friend, because she seems like a freaking badass and I want her to do my makeup because her makeup is flawless. I would ask Sam from Thoughts of Tomes, I believe it is, if she would be interested in hearing my thoughts for a Hades and Persephone retelling that I sort of have in the works, kind of. Then I would just ask Emma Books if we could go around New York together, because New York would literally be the best trip ever. I am obsessed with New York. I wish I could go. I will go one day. Question 7. What challenges do you think starting a YouTube channel will be the hardest to overcome? So I work full-time during the week. I work from 7 till 3, so it's most of my time is dedicated towards work, and when I get home I'm usually really exhausted. So I feel like the hardest part to overcome is going to be the motivation and energy in order to actually film. I feel like it'll be okay once I start talking to people, because I'll just be bouncing off their energy and the fact that I get to talk about books to people. And the next thing I guess is going to be just trying to consistently upload, and also leave my cat alone. Stop teasing him. The next hardest thing will probably be trying to keep up with the latest releases and actually going out and buying them. I remember I had to put myself on a book buying ban. Yeah, I was spending like $100 a week on books. That won't happen again. That was pretty bad. But I haven't bought books for like since 2016 when I stopped reading books. And I only just bought some books today. I'm going okay. Question 8. When did you start reading? So, as I said before, the earliest that my library account, officially my own library account, started was in 2005. Earlier and before then we used my mum's account. She just got out some books for us and it was on her account. So before 2005 I started reading really early, so by the time I was in grade 3 I was already reading at a grade 8 level. So yeah. Question 9. Where do you read? Now this changes depending on where I am, and because I have recently moved out of my family home, and I also work full-time, and I'm only just getting back into reading. I still haven't found my spot yet, but I'm hoping I can turn this corner of my room where my bookshelf is into a little reading nook. I don't think that my chair that I have is going to fit in this corner. It's quite big. But other than that, I usually read at my desk in my office at work, or read in bed. And question 10, what kind of books do you like to read? So usually, from my history anyway, I read a lot of fantasy, a lot of fairies, and a lot of witches, and a lot of princesses and things like that. So I do read mainly YA fantasy, but recently I've started to enjoy more excuse you. But recently I have started to enjoy more historical fiction books like Stalking Jack the Ripper series. I devoured that within a couple of months. I really enjoyed it. So I'm starting to lean more towards the historical fiction because I am obsessed with period dramas. I'm obsessed with period K-dramas. Yeah, I would say mainly YA, fantasy, and then adult fantasy, I guess. I have not read any adult fantasy yet, but I do plan on it, as well as historical fiction with elements of like magic and things like that. So that was my first video here on booktube. I am really happy, I'm really excited, I feel a little like jittery and stuff. So let me know if you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe if you would like to see more videos from me. Also check out my Instagram and Twitter so we can be friends and we can talk more. You can also check out my Goodreads where you can see what books that I'm currently reading. It'll be in the description box below. And yeah, I really enjoyed this. This was super fun. I cannot wait. If you guys have any ideas for videos, please leave them down in the comments and I would love to check this out. And yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys later.